Hey everyone! Alright, so here's our next tutorial for the 7 deadly sins, and this is the final one, and this is the sin of pride. And also the sin of pride is the sin of vanity. Now, right now it's June, so that means it's officially Gay Pride Month, so that's why I saved this sin for last, because when you think gay pride, you think of all the fabulous drag queens on the float. So we're doing another tutorial for everything you see right here. So yeah, there's gonna be information in the sidebar. Make sure you check it out. There's also pictures of this look and a full list of all the products that I used on my website. Link is in the sidebar. So yeah, any questions or anything like that, don't hesitate to ask, and let's just go right ahead and get the tutorial started. So the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna prime my whole lid all the way up to my brow, and I'm just using Max Paint in Tanray. Yeah. And I'm just going to use my finger to apply that. Don't really need any special tools or anything, so just going to rub it on the top of my hand and then apply that all over. I'm also going to apply that underneath my eye since I'm going to be putting product down there later. But now I'm going to take concealer. This is just NC20. And then I'm just going to do a very, very light coating of that on my eyelid. But I'm only going to go 2/3 in. So once I hit the center right here, I'm just going to fade it out. Now I'm just taking this color right here, which is called Voom Voom Volt. It's by Face Front. And I already started doing it, but it's no biggie because I still have to add more. I'm just spraying my brush. I have some on the back of a Petri dish already. And I picked up some of the product, and then I'm just applying that right on the center of my lid. Now I'm taking this right here, which is Reflex Gold Glitter from MAC. I have some on the back of my Petri dish already, and now I'm just going to take my 242 brush, and also on the Petri dish I have some face and body mixing medium. Now I'm just taking the brush and dipping it in the mixing medium, and then just dipping it right on top of the glitter, and then you can see it's on my brush, and it's quite a bit, and then I'm just gonna press that right on top of the Voom Voom Volt. Now I'm gonna start working on the crease, and since I'm pretty much drawing out a completely new crease shape, I'm just gonna draw it out with the lighter color. So I'm gonna go in with this one right here, which is Saddle, and then I'm just using a very little eyeliner brush. And then this way I can go in and draw out my crease exactly how I want it. So I'm just gonna lightly go in and etch it out, making sure I'm even with the other side, of course, because you don't want this to be asymmetrical, because you'll be able to notice once you get the darker colors on. Okay, so as you can see, I have my crease lightly etched on how I want it. So now what I can do, I can go in and start layering the colors that I'm going to do in the crease. And I'm just going to take that same color, Saddle, and I'm just using a fluffier brush. Pick a little bit on there, and then I'm just going to go in and soften out that line. But I'm only softening the top. I don't want to blend out the bottom of it. So I'm just going to go in and lightly do this. And then I'm also going to use the Saddle to extend out this corner how I'm going to want it. Now I'm going in with a smaller brush, and I'm picking up this color right here, which is a little Foley. And the reason I'm using a smaller brush is I want more color concentration right at that baseline. So I can go in and kind of redefine that line how I did before with the Saddle. And then the reason I didn't put any color on this outer third of my lid is I kind of want all my color concentration out here. So even though I have a harsh crease, I want that lid to look like it's more dimensional. So what I'm doing is I'll take this color, a little Folly, and then I'm just going to press it right at the baseline of that crease and lightly pull color over. And you can see what that's doing is that's helping to add some dimension right here, and with the light reflecting off of that right there, the lid pops out more. And when I go in and add darker colors into the crease and still do the same fading effect even with black, it'll be darker right at the base of my crease and then fade out that way and fade in this way. So you're not losing any dimension, or it doesn't look weird like there's a big block of black right there. So I'm just going to keep adding the color in my crease and blending it onto my lid, and then also blending it out into the shape that I want. Now I have the crease kind of getting where I want it, so I'm taking my liner brush and I'm taking this color, which is called I'm So Evil. It's by Face Front. It's just a matte black powder. It's very similar to Carbon eyeshadow and Black Pigment, both from MAC. Pretty much the same thing. Very dark, very intense, and it's matte, so it's not going to reflect any lighting. And I'm actually going to use this wet. I have some scooped out onto my Petri dish already. Got my brush wet, and now I'm just going to pick up some product. And then I'm just going to draw out my crease line again. Now to blend that, I'm just taking a pencil brush, and I'm just going to pick up even more of the I'm So Evil pigment. And then I'm going to put that right at the base, so you can see that's really dark, that's just black. Then I'm going to blend it up into all the other colors, so into the little foley and saddle. And you can see that it's starting to come into shape, but you can see we definitely need to add more. But before we start doing more, I'm just going to take that same brush, pick up the I'm So Evil, and do the same thing I did earlier with the little foley, and just going to press it right at the base of my crease, and then just lightly blend this color over onto the lid. Now I'm going to add my liner on top and bottom. I'm just using Feline Kohl Power. Now I'm just going to take false lashes. These are, they look like that. They're F004 by Red Cherry. And then I'm just going to take Duo and put it on the lash band. The glue is tacky on my lashes, so now I'm just going to apply them very quickly. Now I wait for the glue to dry. I'm just gonna sit here. Lash glue's had time to dry, so I'm just gonna take my mascara. I'm just gonna lightly set my pinky on my lid, and the reason I'm doing this is that way I can push the lash brush really hard into my actual lashes, and then also paint over the fake lashes. And the reason I'm doing this is the false lashes are actually a dark brown, only because they were out of black when I went to get them. So this is just going to help blend my real lashes into the false lashes, so you don't see any separation between the two. But I can also use this to paint the false lashes black, so they're not a brown that looks really funky. So yeah. First, I'm going to use my concealer, which is that. It's actually really light. I go light with my concealer only because I understand product control. Like, I don't use a ton of it. Like, you can see that's very light. And then I'm just going to rub it in. So now I'm going to do foundation. And since I'm not going to be under any bright stage lights or anything like that, I don't really have to worry too much about the skin or the lights going through the product. So I'm just using my Makeup Forever HD foundation. Again, not going to be on stage, so I don't have to worry about it. But I have some on a Petri dish. And I'm going to put that, I'm just going to take this, which is NW55 Studio Stick Foundation. And I'm going to use this for my contour, so I'm just going to dot it. Then to blend the temple, this whole area, just taking my MAC 109 And then I'm just lightly gonna buff it out. Now I'm gonna add face powder. I'm just using NC45 Select Sheer. Couldn't think of the name. And then I'm just using a big brush. I'm using a 150. So now I'm just gonna apply that all over my entire face. I'm gonna do a mixture of these two colors right here. This is Fab from the Barbie collection, and this is Raisin. So I'm just gonna get a little bit of each. And then I'm just going to put that right on top of my contour. And then I'm also going to add some in the temple where I already did the contouring with the stick foundation. Alright, now I have the contour enhanced, as you can see. Now I'm just going to take this. This is NW15 Select Sheer. I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm just going to add a highlight. Now I'm just going to do my brow highlight. You can use whatever color you want. Of course, I'm going to default back to my favorite, which is Light Medium Mineralized Skin Finish Natural. And then I'm just using the 214 brush, which is just a flat brush. And then I'm just going to butt that right up against the brow. And then blend it down into what I already have on. Now for the lips, I'm just gonna go in with this lipstick right here, which is Honey Love from MAC, and I'm just gonna apply that all over my lips. Then for liner, I'm just gonna take this bad boy, which is Chestnut, again from MAC, and I'm gonna line around the Honey Love with that. Now I have the chestnut on, and as you can see, it's looking a little chongalicious. So I'm just going to take my lip brush, this is the 306, and I'm just going to blend the chestnut into the lip color. So now the last thing that you would have to do would be to add your wig, and I'm just going to use this one, which is a lace front. And one of the perks of a lace front, I always say if you're going to buy a wig, you might as well invest some money in it, is there's no visible wig line. So as you can see, my actual skin shows through because it's lace. So you can part this wherever you want and it'll look natural. And I think I'll leave the part in the center. And I'll play around with this a little bit, but whatever, you get the point. So there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. And yeah, I will talk to all of you soon. Bye.